Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cat Talk Radio. I'm your host, Molly DeVos, and today we have a very special and different guest on the show. We have Cindy D'Andrea. She's an actor, a writer, producer, fitness expert, and of course, lover of all things cats, which is why we've got her on the show today. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but we're also going to talk about she performs a solo act. She's done 3 one-woman shows all about cats, Cataholics. It's easier to love a cat, and Cat Shit Crazy. Welcome to the show, Cindy.
Thank you so much, Molly. You worked hard on those titles, right?
That's right. Those are great. I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you so much for having me.
It's good to have you on the show. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing and about these shows.
Well, I first adopted my 2 rescue kittens in 1997. And it was at a rough time in my life. And uh, my best friend told me, you should just get a cat. And I know it sounds weird, but that's what she said. And so I had a personal training client that did a lot of rescues. And she had 3 little kittens. I go to people's homes and I train them. So I was, in the middle of training her, and all the kittens come around and everything. So I asked her if she could help me. And she took me to the shelter, and I adopted 2 kittens, and they were
Awesome.
8 weeks old, and the rest was kind of history. So I sort of was
Now,
like,
had you owned cats prior to that, or was that your first?
no, no. See, I I had we had 2 kittens when I was a kid, but as I say in my show, tragedy struck, and bye bye went the kittens. And then I asked my parents for a dog, and then I got a dog, and then the dog went bye bye. So, what I didn't realize was those traumas, and I didn't realize this until I started actually writing my show, that the trauma from those kittens and the dogs from my childhood just put me in denial. So I was in complete denial about animals. I was kind of like, no, don't get them near me. And until I adopted the 2 kittens many, many, many years later. And then it was like, oh my gosh, everybody should have this feeling. How can I get everybody to have this feeling?
I understand. I actually have a decal on my car that says "Life is better with a cat."
It's true. It's very true.
So true.
And so, yeah, so I got very quickly into animal rescue, and I started with Best Friends Animal Society. And this is back in the late 90s. So we had the Lint Roller Party, we had the Super Pet Adoptions, where we had like 65 rescue organizations, and I was kind of running that. We had started NKLA, No Kill Los Angeles, to make the shelters be no kill. That is still a work in progress. But I just, they taught me how to do TNR. They taught me so much that I sort of just took it upon myself then to become my own solo rescue with my own money. And people would just call me and say, I have a mama and 6 kittens in my backyard, and I take my traps over and trap them and get them fixed and bring them back to my house and domesticate them and try to find them homes. And it's exhausting. And at the same time, I just was in the zone, how you just feel like when I would drive over, I'd be like, wow, I wish I could be this grounded and in the zone in all of my life, because I just, this was my mission and I was going to do it. And, it was very zen, you know.
Yeah. That I think when you find a purpose like that, it is amazing how it affects you. And I have to apologize. We're having a rainstorm, so there may be some rain noise picked up in this. So sorry. And thunder.
Well, I was going to say, I apologize because I have cars driving by. So sorry for the LA traffic,
Yeah, right.
right? At night traffic. Yes.
So how did you get, now, were you acting then or did acting come later?
So acting, I always wanted to do. And I did acting as a kid, just local stuff and a little bit in high school and then in college. And after I left college, I moved to New York City and pursued acting, but there was a part of me that just didn't have a lot of confidence in taking that on. And I had become a certified aerobics instructor and then a certified personal trainer back in the late 80s. And so I had a lucrative career in New York City, training very high end people and making money. And, when you live in New York City, you have to have money. So,
Yeah, a lot.
yes, a lot. So I would do my headshots and I would try and get an agent. And I always studied, I was always in some kind of class. And I did some fitness modeling and some fitness videos and all that kind of stuff. And then I moved to Los Angeles and got more into doing commercials. And again, studying. I've always had a love of theater. It feels like my home away from home. So I did mostly theater more so than TV and short films. So I've always, though, I used to, do soap operas with my friends when I was like a teenager. It's like, with our little cassette tape. I mean, I'm dating myself. I'm 100 years old, Molly. I'm 100. But yeah, it's writing empties my brain and acting gives me joy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and cats give you subject matter.
Oh my gosh. And that's the thing. It's like I knew, as you know, that after I got my four cats that I raised, I still was bringing in, the fosters and everything else. But I started sensing that they were going to be passing at some point. And what was I going to do then? You know, so that's what was the sort of impetus for me to start writing shows about them, and it makes me still, emotional because they they gave me so much and I wanted to honor them before they passed away. So I just started writing shows and I started attending lots of workshops and classes for solo shows. And it was just becoming a thing. Now it's like everybody's doing solo shows. But this was back in like 2013, 2014, so like 9, 10 years ago. And it was great because then I can educate people at the same time as I'm entertaining them which is, very effective.
It is. It is. Tell us about your latest show, Cat Shit Crazy. What
So,
inspired that and what is it about?
so Catch It Crazy is my third of the three solo shows. And I first performed it in 2019 at the Whitefire Solo Fest here in the Valley in LA. And Catch It my director at the time actually came up with that title. And it's, yeah,
It's cute. I
I,
love it.
it's a great title, right? And every time I tell people, they have a visceral reaction to it. So this is a show that takes you on a wild ride through the streets of LA. I play all the cats. You go into the shelter, you see what that's like. I play all the cats in the shelter. But it's really about my journey of looking for love. And, I made not so great choices in relationships, and I always felt like I didn't belong somehow. I say I grew up a middle child in New Jersey, and I was always trying to, maybe if I do this, people will love me. And maybe if I do this for this boyfriend or whatever, then he'll love me. And it never worked. And so it was, I was really wanting to not be on this planet anymore because I just felt basically useless. And so when the cats came in, I just like you said, felt so much purpose and meaning. So it takes you on that journey of, what happened to my childhood, and why, why I was in the position where I was. And then once I adopted them, and the love and the excitement and the joy, and then becoming the crazy cat lady by, well, you have to do this and you have to do this. I think I was listening to one of your podcasts, mistakes I've made, or
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
certain things, and also the questions that people ask about, how do I get them not to scratch the furniture and stuff like that. And I put these in fun facts in my show. So fun fact, and it's a piece of education, but it's said in a way that, if you preach to people, they're not going to listen to you. But when you put it in this kind of edutainment type of way, they listen. It somehow registers.
Yeah. It is. Well, and I think because it's visual and it's auditory and it's fun, that, it is a lot, you have a lot more recall. Give us an example, dude. Give us, get into character and give us an example of something in the show.
Well, I train my client Sue-Ann, who is heavy into cat rescue and has a few cats of her own. Okay, Sue-Ann, last set of squat jumps and you're done. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and Sue-Ann, can you help me adopt a cat? Oh my God, I've been trying to get you to adopt a cat for years. I just know you're ready, and I know just the place. So Sue-Ann takes me to the LA shelter where we meet Courtney, one of the volunteers. So you want to adopt a cat? Yes, she does, Courtney. It's Courtney. Yes, Courtney, can you tell Cindy and I where all these cats come from and how to adopt a cat? Yeah, they come mostly from the streets, but also too from owners like Luna here, purebred Persian, 5 years old. Owners declawed her, then brought her here. She's moody. And then I go into me, like going, hi, Luna, like, meeting my first cat. And then you see that she's declawed. So it's fun fact, at least 42 countries and 17 cities have made the declawing of cats illegal, including, and then I go into the countries. And so that's how I sort of insert these little fun facts, And
Mm-hmm.
in 2019, New York became the first state in the US to ban the declawing of cats. Woohoo.
Oh,
Uh,
that's fun. That's
yeah.
fun. That's fun. And so the show, if everybody wants to see it, and I highly recommend you do,
Yes.
it's in Los Angeles. You're going to be in Los Angeles July 18th through 23rd, right?
It's at the Broadwater Black Box in Hollywood. And right now, actually, this is the opening of the Hollywood Fringe Festival right now. My show is not part of the Fringe Festival, but tons of shows are at the Broadwater. So it's right on Santa Monica Boulevard and Lillian Way. Um, it's very easy to access, and it's Tuesday through Friday at 7 p.m. and then Saturday and Sunday at 4 p.m. And they made, actually, it's the Sacred Fools Theater. There's actually 4 theaters, but they made one of the small theaters a bar. So right, there's a bar right next door, and you can go to the bar after, you can go to the bar before, and it's a great place to, meet with people and talk with people after the show. Um,
That's
and
fun. And have you got a rescue that's going to have cats for adoption out in the lobby?
yeah, that's what I've done with my former shows. Have actually, the shows that the I usually write in my program. Fixed Nation, of course. Fixed Nation is where I did the a lot of the TNRs. Kitten Rescue, I volunteered for them. Best Friends in NKLA, and then other cat rescuer, that don't get as much exposure as, the Best Friends people. And whatever money I made from my shows, I would donate. And I hope to do that. I'm going to Edinburgh, and it's a lot of money, but this is my first time going out of the country and reaching my goal and my mission, which is to bring consciousness to animals and how they heal us, and that it's okay to grieve over the loss of a cat or a dog, or we're kind of a community that sometimes people go, it's just a cat, what are you crying, but no, that these are our children. These, I was never mom to a human, but I felt like I was a mom to my cats. And so it's the first step to sort of reaching international people as well, and teaching people how to take care of our community cats, what to do when you see outdoor cats walking around. So yeah, it's a run up in LA to 23 performances in Edinburgh.
Wow,
Anything to
23.
Edinburgh, yeah.
That's a
I'm
lot.
connecting, yeah, it's a lot. And I'm connecting with animal shelters there. They don't have the problem that we have in LA, but they
Right.
definitely still have homeless kittens and cats. So I'm really excited also to hear and listen, and also get educated about how other countries deal with this
Yeah.
issue. And
Yeah, that'll
also,
be fun.
Cats are just the best, aren't they?
They absolutely are. I totally agree with that. They are the best. Where do people find tickets if they want to come to your show in LA?
Um, it's on Eventbrite. I can put the link somewhere. I don't know where, but
Yeah, and we'll put the link when we promote the show as well. So yeah.
okay. Yeah, and you can also find me on Instagram at Cindy.D'Andrea, Dandrea. And I have a Facebook page. I have like 6 Facebook pages, but I have it on Facebook. You can contact or find me on Facebook. But yeah, it's a way for me to bring, and even my fitness stuff, I bring that into the cat stuff, to the, to the acting, to the, so it's really tying everything together, and it's fun. And
Great.
people that have seen my shows in the past were like, I wasn't a cat lover, but I really liked this show. So hopefully we can bring some on our side, Molly.
That's right. That's right. Convert them.
Yes,
Apostles, right? We're the apostles of cats.
right. That's right. And it's interesting because when I first started, there was no Instagram, there was no Facebook, there was no. So I would print out flyers and go to like vets' offices and ask them if I could post up the flyers. I would go to like Jamba Juice and places that had like bulletin boards. I mean, it was really hard not, there's so much more exposure now.
Yeah.
Um, there's podcasts, like your
Right.
podcast, and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, to bring the attention to the cause.
Yeah. Well, I was watching some of the clips from your show, and on the Eventbrite link, you can see a little bit of her show. And it's very clear that you're a fitness person because you are in amazing shape. You have to go look at her clips. Her arms are chiseled. I'm very jealous. But I would imagine you have to stay in that level of shape by doing a one-person show, and especially 28 in a row. My gosh, night after night.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot, and it is. As I get older, I'm like, I have to work out more to keep in shape, as we all do. That's what happens when you get older. But my show, yeah, there are some solo shows that the person is just sitting at a table drinking a glass of wine. But that is not my solo show. My solo show is, yeah, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, it looks like you're very active in the.
You are correct.
And that's fun.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on Cat Talk Radio, and I look for. I'm going to check my calendar and see if we can maybe be out to see the show. That would be
I
fun.
would love that. And thank you for all that you do and all that you do to educate people as well, and to keep people connected to this cat community, because it's sometimes, I don't know how it feels like to you, but sometimes it feels just nonstop. And especially with COVID and stuff, it just sort of, the homeless situation really increased a lot for cats because the shelters closed down and the TNR places shut down. So
Yeah, it really is. The work is never done. Sadly, it won't be done in our lifetimes. Hopefully, we're planting some seeds and making foundation for a better future for all of the cats. But yeah. Well,
yeah,
thank you so much and thank you for what you do, and thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you so much.